here we have a brand new Bingham dry plucking machine. The machine works on a basis of a fan creating the suck, which sucks the feathers into the plucking head here, where rotating discs snatch the feathers off, blow them back through the machine, round the fan and out into a collecting sack, as you can see at the back, which is ideal for the small-time user. For the professional user, it would be best to have a pipe on the back out to a collecting sack or container outside the building. A little more about the machine. This one is fitted with a 1.5 kilowatt single phase motor. It can be fitted with a 3-phase motor if your premises required that. The plucking head at the left of the machine here is where you offer the bird up to. The feathers are sucked in there. The maintenance on this is very low. To get the very best of your machine, and I'll show you one working in a working environment a little later on, is an adjustment on these while offering some feathers to this aperture. You'll tell when it's grabbing at its best, and then they can be adjusted like that. The lock screw is put in position and you can pluck away for several thousand birds without too much worry. Maintenance of this machine is quite simple. Now and again, perhaps every other day, take this side door off. You can remove the plates quite simply to make sure that this is not blocked up with feathers. On putting it back together again, half a pump of grease on the grease nipple here, and moving around the other side of the machine, there's 2 grease nipples there, and half a pump on those per day if you're doing a lot of work. And there is a little trap underneath here that can be undone to let pieces of bones or lead shot and other such things out of there. And once a year it might pay you to take these 2 butterfly nuts off here, carefully prise this off as it's cast aluminium. Just make sure the blades of the machine haven't got any build up of fat or anything like that on there which could throw the machine out of balance and affect its running. But apart from that, they're good machines, been proven, been used a long while. So there we have a nice new Bingham dry plucker. The Bingham plucking machine is quite capable of doing all the birds you see in front, ranging from all the game birds along to domestic poultry. And here we have a nice cockerel here. When these are killed, we do these hot as opposed to the game is all done cold. The cockerel needs to be killed and hung for a couple of minutes to let the blood run down through, and then plucked on the machine, holding the skin tight, offering it to the machine, and a nice tidy job can be done there with just a little bit of hand finishing at the end. Pheasants can be done nice and tidily just the same, leaving the wings on. But as you can see here, I just twist the passer's nose off first. You use the wings in the same respect. I'll be showing you how to do one of these on a machine. Wildfowl, the Bingham machine shines through above other machines because it's capable of doing wildfowl, mallard especially, to this standard that doesn't need waxing. And we just take the wings off with a pair of secateurs, which makes the plucking much easier. Small game birds such as partridge and a woodcock here, no problems whatsoever. The Bingham machine is the only machine I think you'll ever need to do any of these birds. Okay, moving on, the Bingham plucking machine is quite capable of plucking domestic poultry, as you can see here. If you're wishing to do chickens on them, of course, other than game that is dead before you get it, the chicken needs to be killed and hung up and left to hang for a couple of minutes to let the blood drain, the flight feathers pulled, and away we go. This old machine, I might add, over 20 years of age, still providing good service. I don't suppose I could do any better with the new machine other than this one. So to prepare the bird, we hold the wings back behind, and offering the bird to the machine, keeping the skin tight at all times. If you let the machine get near to loose skin, it may well grab it. So by using the wings and its legs, keeping the skin tight at all times, a nice clean job can be made. And there you can see, apart from a little hand finishing that's required, as is always the case with poultry, a good job has been done. And there we have the Bingham dry plucking machine on domestic poultry. Before we set about plucking a pheasant in the working environment, you will notice that this machine has been fitted with a plastic bag to help with the cleanliness of the plucking head, and also it just ups the draft a little bit to the plucking aperture here, which just gives you a little bit more efficiency. I've also fitted a pipe to the back of the machine to take the feathers out to a collecting bag outside, as opposed to having a hessian bag hanging on the back, which makes a bit of dust in the working environment. So we've now got the pheasant, the tail's been removed, we go to the machine, hold the wings at the front of it, pluck the back, pulling the wings tight at the back of the bird, taking the feathers off the chest, going very carefully there, making sure you keep the skin tight all the time, down the legs, back up the legs again, a tiny bit of hand finishing, and there we have a perfect bird.